Apparently, France is being kicked out of Cote d'Ivoire. This is shocking. They used to be best friends. Unbelievable. Many African countries are turning to Russia for imports of grain, as opposed to France that used to provide in the past. Unbelievable. Ghana has a brand new president, fellas. John Dramani Mahama. We're going to find out very quickly why this is important. And in Rwanda, yes, they're going to have Formula 1 in Rwanda. Yes, that's stuff that you see on Monaco and stuff like that. Now in Rwanda, you can sit down and watch Formula 1 live. Unbelievable. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for choosing us again. Your first time, please click on the button, subscribe. So today is a colorful day. It's beautiful. I have some lovely pants. I'm not sure you're going to see it, but let me stand up so you can see it. I'm killing it, baby. I'm killing it. Let's go. Okay, so Moscow has reacted to French being kicked out of Cote d'Ivoire. I know, fellas. This is crazy. France is set to hand over its largest military base in the Gulf of Guinea, Port Bouet. This is going to be handed over to the local authorities. The expected withdrawal is being portrayed as a significant step for the country to regain control of its defense installation. This is crazy, fellas. You see how African countries are very slowly starting to push France away. I mean, it started with Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. Then followed through with Chad, and it's going and going. Senegal. I mean, something is happening here. Cote d'Ivoire is supposed to be best friend with France, because many people believe the president of Cote d'Ivoire is just there is because of the French. You know, it's crazy. Earlier this week, 2 French fighter jets flew out of Chad's capital, marking the beginning of France's withdrawal military equipment and 1,000 soldiers. So for context, France has ruled many of these countries. As you can see on this map, these are African, France-speaking countries. They speak French in those countries. Matter of fact, you go in that country and you don't speak French well, they look at you some type of way. Yeah, they look at you funny, like you're not intelligent. Anyway, France in the 1960s, at the end of the colonialism, they retreated from these countries, but they left their soldiers. And many of the soldiers remained there since the 1960s. And later on, some of the soldiers obviously came and went, but the force has been there. Now, very slowly, African countries are saying, okay, it's maybe time for you to leave. Yeah, we can't do this. So Chad terminated its defense cooperation agreement with France lately, from which it gained independence in 1960. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and all former colonies, now military leaders, have also severed defense agreement with France. And France is not happy about that. And trust me, Russia is rejoicing about this. Why? Because France has given weapons to the Ukrainians, and France is not happy that Russia is coming into Africa. So they're fighting for power.
Considering the situation and the counter-offensive led by Ukraine, I decided to increase the deliveries of weapons and equipment and to provide a long-range missile capacity to Ukrainians.
So fellas, Russia has become the biggest supplier of grain in Morocco. This is crazy. Something is happening here, because back in time, France had historically been the primary wheat exporter to the North African nation, whose domestic production has reportedly been hampered by severe drought. Fellas, I don't understand why Africans need to beg food. I mean, I'm sorry. Begging for food. Maybe not begging for food. It's harsh as a word. But why can't Africans grow their own wheat again? I mean, we have land, we have the rain, we have water, we have everything. Why can't African countries grow this stuff and export to other African nations? You know, this is shameful, because the last time African president went to Russia trying to bring together Russia and Ukraine to find a solution, remember, where the delegation of the South African president was blocked in Poland. They were kept in the plane for 24 hours. No PC, no going to the toilet. Okay, I'm sure you can go to the toilet in the plane. But anyway, it's probably stinking after 24 hours, you know, because they wanted to go through them.
They are delaying us, right? They're putting out the life of our president in jeopardy, because we could have been in Kiev this afternoon already, right? And this is what they are doing. And I want you guys to see this, right? Our races, when we started to open the packages, right? They wanted to rush, right, to confiscate our firearms. That's why we had to put it back.
They even lied to say that.
You know what happened later on? There was a Ukrainian person that said the reason why Africans went there is because they need food. This problem between Ukraine and Russia is well beyond Africans. They cannot resolve it. It's not for them to resolve. They're there because they're looking for food. They're looking for export from Ukraine and Russia.
The African delegation had no goal for settling the conflict or finding a solution. Obviously, this is not their task. It's not on their level or their competency. They just want to be on the information agenda and resolve their own issues, like increasing the amount of resources they receive primarily from Russia, including food supplies. The most important thing that they had to do was that information task in favor of Russia, by saying they don't see any missile in the air, that it all was an abstraction, a fabrication. This was a primitive attempt to win at information warfare.
It's sad. It's actually very sad to see that up until now, people have to get food coming from France. You know what the French have done to the Moroccans? You have no idea in the past. Well, now Russia is overtaken. Right now, Russia provides grain to up to 25 African nations. And amongst those countries, we have Egypt, Algeria, Kenya, Libya, Sudan, and many other countries. So should we be happy that Russia is now leading? I don't know. You let me know. Mahatma has won the presidency. Brand new president. Congratulations to Ghanaians. You know, I love Ghana very much because it's not just a beautiful country, but the people are really nice. Have you been to Ghana before? You'll enjoy it. Ghana is interesting as a place. You know, Mepacho, good afternoon. Mepacho, good morning. I went to Ghana and some lady was saying Mepacho, good afternoon to me every time. Mepacho, good. They use Mepacho. Mepacho is like, please. Mepacho, please. So Mepacho means please. So even before saying good morning, she would say Mepacho. Mepacho, good morning. Mepacho, good afternoon. I was like, oh, sounds so sexy. Mepacho, good evening. And I started thinking that this woman is into me. Then I asked, what's wrong? Is she trying to get with me or something? And the local said, no, not at all. She's just being kind. That's how we are. We greet. Ghanaians greet. I'm sorry, but some African countries don't greet. If you go to Congo, they don't greet you. Unless you have money. They greet you because they know they're going to get something. I love Ghana, you know, banku and tilapia. That's the food they eat. Bofrot in the morning. It's amazing. The sea, the breeze, the people are kind. And I got completely lost at night. I didn't even know the way to go. And somebody called me, sir, are you lost? First he spoke to me in their language. I think it was Ga or something. Or Twi. So I'm like, no, I can't speak. So, you can't speak. You are lying. You are Ghanaian. You are a returnee. You are, you know. So I'm like, oh, no. I said, okay. Are you lost? Please come sleep with us. Come stay with us for the night, and you can leave the next morning. So much warmth. Unbelievable. I mean, we were supposed to be talking about the president, but we found me here talking about Ghana, honestly. Anyway, a brand new president, not necessarily brand new. He's been in power before. He's returning for the second time, John Dramani Mahama, and he won the election, replacing Nana Akufo-Addo. He's very much against Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. He doesn't like the fact that they've turned their face to Russia. And he even had a meeting with Americans.
Prime Minister of Burkina Faso in the last 10 days has been in Moscow. And to have them operating on our northern border is particularly distressing for us in Ghana.
Let me know how you feel about that. The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, has confirmed that his country is bidding, depending on which English you speak, to host the Formula One race. So Rwandans are looking to do Formula One. Fellas, while you guys are trying to fight each other, they're trying to do Formula One. Believable. He says he's happy to formally announce that Rwanda is going to be bidding to bring thrill of racing to Africa by hosting Formula One Grand Prix.
Happy to formally announce that Rwanda is bidding to bring the thrill of racing back to Africa by hosting Formula One Grand Prix. A big thank you to Stefano Domenicali and the entire team at Formula One for the good progress in our discussions.
Imagine that. How nice. Just sitting there, cars going, things you see in Monaco, now you can see it in Rwanda. Rwanda's a nice country, fella. Have you been there before? Interesting. There's a lot of healers, though. You need to be very fit to walk up and down. So if you're going to lose weight in Rwanda, no doubt about that. If it's sports related, they have some of the best cows you can possibly think of. Cows in Rwanda is like culture. They have these cows with horns like this. You know, they sing for the cow. You heard that? They sing for the cow. They will sing a chant for the cow. That's how much cows are important for Rwandese. And the women are just beautiful, stunning. Some of the best in Africa. I mean, you can't choose taste and choices, but yeah, they're up there, Rwandese. Very clean. Look at the country. Look at that. I think Kigali was the cleanest capital in Africa. Still is, I think. Very interesting place. Definitely something you need to go see. Something's happening in China, fellas. In China, they are sentencing somebody who was a football coach for 20 years in prison for bribery. 20 years in prison. Wow. Li Tai, who played as a middle fielder in Everton in English Premium League, managed the Chinese team between January 2020 to December 2021. This is unbelievable. They don't even look at the fact that the guy played internationally for China. He was a star playing in England. He is accused of corruption and bribery, accused of leveraging his position as head coach of the national football national selection team to receive bribes of about $7 million. I feel sorry for the guy because, well, he's going to spend 20 years of his life in prison. But I think that is something that's very much needed somewhere else in the world, probably in Africa, especially for the people that are taking money from the government. Money supposed to build hospitals and schools, using it for themselves. That's what they need to use in Africa. And not just say we're sending you 20 years in prison, implementing it. I'm for that. I mean, if you're going to line them up and take them out, I'm for that. If they took millions of dollars that was supposed to build infrastructure for the children of the country, for the people of the country, for hospitals and roads, you should unallow them. Who agrees to that? Interesting. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.